Welcome back to Create Craft Costume, where we think creating is as close to magic as we're going to get. Today, we're going to start with these thrifted items and turn them into the baby shower centerpieces of my dreams. We're talking potion bottles, cauldrons, and just some extra decorating ideas using items from the Dollar Tree. So, if you're interested in seeing that, let's make some magic. We're going to start with a decorative element that was on the table, and that are these glass potion bottles filled with the perfect ingredients to make a little girl. Remember, you can adapt these for boys as well, but all of my potion ingredients came from either Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. That is minus the bottles, those were thrifted. If you want any tips on how to thrift for a baby shower, don't forget to check out the previous video, and I will link that in the iCard above. But the most unusual thing about these is that I'm using that clear Easter grass as the water instead of actual liquid. And there are several benefits to this. One is I was transporting them and I didn't want any chance of a leak. But also, there's going to be kids at the baby shower. So if it happens to drop, I'm not worried about the liquid going everywhere. And it makes these bottles easier to reuse, which I knew that I wanted to do. So after that, it's pure experimentation. First, I tried putting the grass in and then adding items, and I didn't like the way it looked because they were too bunched together. So then I put items in the bottom, added grass, added items, and then added more grass and just spread it around. I also used some tools to help place the items where I thought they would look better. And it was simply pull and play and pull and play until I got the look that I wanted. If you're worried about items not being visible enough, you can also place items on the outside of the jar once it's full. I just used a metal skewer to help place and show what I wanted. Also, you're going to notice that the boots did not make it into the bottles, and that's simply because they were too large. So, the size of your ingredients is going to be determined by the opening of your bottle. Once you have trimmed down the Easter grass to get the cork on, I finished my bottles off with some thin pink ribbon and this super cute rocking horse charm. They all look a little different, and there was enough for one or two on each table. Also, don't forget, you don't have to use the Easter grass. If you want to make this even simpler, you can simply take these ingredients and put them into empty jars like you see here. I liked the Easter grass because it made it look like it was swirling and added an extra color dimension. Plus, it saved me money because I didn't have to buy as many items to fill the jar. Moving on to the conversation piece of the baby shower, you're going to need some cauldrons. I can also tell you, after ruining a tablecloth, prep your workspace first because it's about to get messy. Full disclosure, this first part is optional, and that's what all of these ingredients here are for. I did redo the outside of the cauldron using different recipes, and in fact, I'm going to make an entire video about it, which is why I'm not showing it here. So, since you can do this with just a plastic cauldron, we're going to jump to the part that will turn this into a centerpiece. To fill the inside, we're going to be using different types of expanding foam. This one expands 1 to 3 inches, while that one expands up to 1 inch. But before we add the foam, we're going to dummy up the inside. Here I'm just using some paper that came with some packages, but you can use anything to fill the bottom. Technically, this part is also optional, but if you don't fill it with something, you're going to need to use a lot more spray foam, which will increase the cost of the centerpieces. I have never used spray foam before, so I am carefully reading the instructions, and that includes protecting your hands. It also says to shake vigorously. Here goes nothing. Unfortunately, for some reason, my camera was not picking audio up at this time because I assure you, it's quite loud and startling. But doesn't it look so cool? I got to try this over a dozen different times because of how many I had to make. And honestly, the novelty still never wore off on me. I also tried this on smaller cauldrons from Walmart. That's actually why I had two different sizes of expanding spray foam. And yes, there is a learning curve. Whoops. But the good news is you can play with this stuff and you want the project to look messy. I wanted it to look overflowing and boiling and as excited to see the baby as we are. As mentioned, this was actually my first time using spray foam, so I didn't know what to expect as far as its expansion capabilities. So I went for the less is more route. I really wanted this to look like an overboiling cauldron, so it turns out I could have actually dummied up my inside even more. But the good news about this stuff is that before it hardens, it's very flexible and fun to work with. I could rip off entire pieces before they became solid. I also tried to add more foam under the layers. What I ended up doing was letting this layer harden and actually added another one on top. The audio worked this time. I told you it was loud. A few more tips before we move on. While you can mold and play with it, it is also exceptionally sticky and it dries very hard. So please make sure that you are protecting your surfaces. In fact, ideally, you're going to want to do it outside. And finally, because this is such a durable material, the nozzle is actually one time use. I didn't realize that until I went back and tried to reuse it the next day. Yep, I ended up buying another can of spray foam in order to finish the top. So just be aware that if you want it to dry and add more, you will need multiple cans. Now it's time to break out the decorations. So I got my inspiration from all those viral Halloween cauldrons where they use the clear iridescent ornaments. I just wanted to make mine pink for the baby girl. So here you see me using a variety of ornament sizes as well as some floral picks. However, you have two options with this. You can wait until it completely dries and then force it into the foam, which is an option. But I wanted it to look more like it was coming out of the foam itself. Plus, if you insert the ornaments when it's tacky and not fully dry, they are much more stable. However, that means that you can't reuse them. So, what I ended up doing was I would spray the foam and put the ornaments on, and then I ended up adding the florals later because I can pull out the florals and reuse them in other projects. However, there is a sweet spot to this because if you add the ornaments immediately after you spray the foam, they did start to sag and move a little bit. But if you let the foam get tacky, they really grab the ornaments. However, if you wait too long, you're going to have to use hot glue. I had a variety of experiences depending on how long I waited to apply these items. Be sure to stay till the end so you can see how these all looked on the tables. This last centerpiece idea is for those who want it fast, quick, easy, and cleaner than the last idea. While I was thrifting, I found these cool containers that I knew I could use to display unique items on the table. That includes the items from Dollar Tree as well as mom to be pictures and pictures from her ultrasound appointments. So don't forget you can always incorporate those. To get started, I'm taking this plain white decorative shred from the Dollar Tree and building up the bottom so that it elevates the pieces inside. Then after that, I'm just playing around with what fits. I'm also leaving room for the picture in the top of the lid so that attendees can see and feel more a part of the journey. But after that, it's playing and incorporating other elements from around the shower, like the flowers that I used in the other centerpieces. This was honestly super easy to set up. And the other thing that I loved is it was super easy to transport because the lids all closed on top. So everything fit safely inside. It was easy for me to travel with these as well as have people set up what was inside the box when we got there. This next section is more tips and tricks. However, you can use this on your main centerpieces depending on what you're doing. In fact, the only reason I didn't wrap these around the cauldrons that you previously saw is because I was worried that the spray foam would cover all of it and make it pointless. So instead, I used these tricks to decorate the cauldrons around the venue. This tip really boils down to using ribbon to coordinate unlike items and not being afraid to alter items. So, for example, you see that I'm adding holes to these blocks and these shoes so that I could turn them into garlands. This was particularly useful because the blocks even had a lid on it, so it made threading ribbon through it really easy. I also did one vertical garland and one horizontal garland. The horizontal one I wrapped around a cauldron, and the vertical one I hung from a cage. If you've been around this channel, you've actually seen me use this hot glue gun technique on previous crafts, such as the Kelpie, and I will make sure to link that in the iCard above. But using these items in an unexpected way was a great way to add coordination and fun across the baby shower without adding to the budget too much. Speaking of baby shower, here are the only photos we were able to get. We were really pressed for time when setting up, but I'm still really proud of what the venue looked like, and I know she was really happy with the results. Here's how I used those small cauldrons, and honestly, they made such a dramatic entrance for the front of the baby shower. If you liked anything that you've seen, don't forget to hit the like button because that really does help our video out. And don't forget to subscribe to become a magical maker. I'll see you in the next video.